Football has always been more than just a game. It is a stage where stories are written, where identities are formed, and where individuals rise from nothing to become symbols of belief, struggle, and greatness. Among the countless players who have stepped onto this stage, only a few have possessed not just talent, but presence, the kind that changes the atmosphere of a stadium the moment they touch the ball. Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli are two such figures. They are not just footballers. They are phenomena shaped by adversity, fueled by confidence, and remembered for moments that defied logic and expectation. Both men emerged from difficult beginnings, raised in environments that demanded resilience before refinement. They grew up fighting for recognition, not only as players, but as individuals in societies that often questioned where they belonged. Football became their escape, their weapon, and their voice. Through strength, skill, and an unbreakable belief in themselves, they forced the world to pay attention. Every goal, every celebration, every headline was a statement. They were here, and they would not be ignored. Zlatan and Ibrahimović represents dominance, longevity, and absolute self-belief. Wherever he went, titles followed, standards rose, and teams transformed. He was a leader who imposed his will on the game, a striker who blended artistry with brutality. Mario Balotelli represents raw potential, emotion, and unpredictability, a player capable of brilliance that few could match, yet forever walking the thin line between genius and chaos. Together, they embody two different expressions of the same fire, talent born from struggle and confidence forged in adversity. This story is not just about goals, trophies, or statistics. It is about mentality. It is about pressure, expectation, and identity. It is about two men who challenged stereotypes, defied criticism, and carved their own paths through football history. Love them or hate them, Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli forced the football world to feel something, and that is what makes them unforgettable. Zlatan Ibrahimović was born on October 3, 1981, in Malmö, Sweden, at Malmö General Hospital. He grew up in the Rosengård district, a working-class neighborhood known for crime, poverty, and immigrant struggles. His father, Zefik Ibrahimović, was a Bosnian Muslim from Bijeljina who migrated to Sweden in the 1970s, while his mother, Jurka Gravic, was a Catholic Croat from Skobrinja, Croatia. Zlatan's parents divorced when he was young, and he spent his childhood moving between two homes, often struggling with instability, discipline issues, and financial hardship. Food was sometimes scarce, and Zlatan has openly spoken about stealing bicycles and food as a child just to survive. These experiences shaped his tough mentality, rebellious nature, and fierce self-belief. From a very young age, Zlatan showed an obsession with football. He received his first pair of football boots at the age of 5 and immediately fell in love with the game. He joined local club Mount by and later moved to FBK Balkan, a club founded by Yugoslav immigrants. His raw talent was obvious, but so was his difficult personality. Coaches often complained that he refused to pass the ball and preferred to dribble past entire teams. Despite criticism, his confidence never wavered. At 15, he briefly quit football due to frustration and began working at Mount Docks. But the sport quickly pulled him back. Zlatan joined Mount FF's youth academy and made his professional debut for the senior team in 1999. At the age of 17, he helped Mount earn promotion to the Swedish top division, Allsvenskan, and quickly became one of the league's most exciting young players. His physical strength, technical ability, and creativity made him stand out. European clubs soon took notice, and in 2001, Ajax signed him for around €7.8 million, a record fee for a Swedish player at the time. At Ajax, Zlatan developed into a world-class striker. Under coaches like Ronald Koeman, he improved tactically while maintaining his flair. He won 2 Eredivisie titles and became famous for scoring one of the greatest goals in football history in 2004, dribbling past multiple NAC Breda players before scoring. However, tensions arose with teammate Rafael van der Vaart, and Zlatan's strong personality again caused friction. Despite this, his talent was undeniable, and Juventus signed him in 2004. Zlatan thrived at Juventus, helping the club win 2 Serie A titles. However, both titles were later stripped due to the Calciopoli scandal, though Zlatan himself was never implicated. When Juventus were relegated to Serie B, Zlatan refused to play in the second division and transferred to Inter Milan in 2006. This decision fueled criticism, but marked the start of one of the most dominant periods of his career. At Inter Milan, Zlatan became the best player in Italy. He won 3 consecutive Serie A titles and was named Serie A Footballer of the Year under Roberto Mancini and later Jose Mourinho. He evolved into a complete striker, combining strength, technique, vision, and leadership. Despite domestic success, Champions League glory eluded him, and in 2009, he moved to Barcelona in a high-profile swap deal involving Samuel Eto'o. Zlatan's time at Barcelona was complicated. Although he won La Liga, the Supercopa, and scored regularly, his relationship with Pep Guardiola deteriorated. Zlatan felt restricted by Barcelona's system and marginalized in favor of Lionel Messi. His famous quote comparing Guardiola to a philosopher and himself to a Ferrari became iconic. After 1 season, he left on loan to AC Milan, where he immediately rediscovered his best form. At AC Milan, Zlatan led the team to the 2010-11 Serie A title, their first in 7 years. He became the league's top scorer and once again proved his value as a leader. In 2012, facing financial issues, Milan sold him to Paris Saint-Germain, marking the beginning of Zlatan's most statistically dominant era. At PSG, Zlatan became a global superstar. He won 4 consecutive League One titles, multiple domestic cups, and became the club's all-time top scorer. He scored spectacular goals regularly, including long-range strikes, acrobatic finishes, and free kicks. His confidence and charisma helped transform PSG into a European powerhouse. One of his most famous goals came in 2012 when he scored an unbelievable 30-yard bicycle kick against England, a goal that won the FIFA Puskas Award. In 2016, Zlatan left PSG and joined Manchester United on a free transfer. Many doubted whether he could succeed in the Premier League at age 34, but he proved them wrong. He scored 28 goals in his first season, helped United win the EFL Cup and Europa League, and was the team's top scorer. However, a serious knee injury in 2017 threatened to end his career. Doctors said he might never play again. Defying expectations, Zlatan recovered and returned to football. After a short second spell at Manchester United, he joined LA Galaxy in Major League Soccer. In 2018, he instantly became the league's biggest star, scoring stunning goals, including a famous 40-yard volley on his debut. He dominated MLS defenses and brought global attention to the league with his performances and quotes. In 2020, Zlatan returned to AC Milan at age 38. Once again, many doubted him, but he transformed the team's mentality. He led Milan to the Serie A title in 2021-22, their first in 11 years, becoming the oldest goal scorer in league history. His leadership, professionalism, and winning mentality were widely praised. Zlatan officially retired from professional football in June 2023 at the age of 41. He ended his career having played for some of Europe's biggest clubs and winning league titles in 4 different countries. He scored over 570 career goals and is Sweden's all-time leading scorer. Despite never winning the Champions League, his individual brilliance and impact are unquestionable. Beyond football, Zlatan is known for his outspoken personality, confidence, and unique quotes. He released an autobiography, I Am Zlatan, which became a bestseller. He has also appeared in films, commercials, and video games, and has his own brand and statue. Zlatan is a black belt in Taekwondo, which influenced his acrobatic playing style internationally. Zlatan represented Sweden in multiple European Championships and World Cups, though Sweden never won a major tournament during his time. He produced unforgettable moments and goals for his country. His relationship with Swedish media was often tense, but he remains the greatest Swedish footballer of all time. Today, Zlatan Ibrahimović is widely regarded as one of the most unique and dominant strikers in football history. His journey from a troubled childhood in Rosengård to global superstardom is a story of resilience, self-belief, and relentless ambition. Zlatan did not just play football, he imposed himself on it, leaving behind a legacy that will be remembered for generations. Mario Barwa Balotelli was born on August 12, 1990, in Palermo, Sicily, Italy. His parents, Thomas Barwa and Rose Barwa, were immigrants from Ghana who had moved to Italy in search of a better life. Due to serious health issues Mario faced as a baby, including intestinal problems that required multiple surgeries, his parents struggled to care for him financially and medically. As a result, he was placed in foster care at a very young age and was raised by an Italian family, Francesco and Silvia Balotelli, in the town of Concesio near Brescia. He later took their surname, becoming Mario Balotelli, though this decision would later spark public controversy in Italy. Growing up, Balotelli experienced a deep sense of identity conflict. Although born and raised in Italy, he did not receive Italian citizenship until the age of 18 due to Italian nationality laws. Throughout his childhood, he faced racism and discrimination, both socially and in football. These experiences contributed to his emotional complexity, rebellious nature, and sometimes explosive behavior. Despite this, football became his escape. His talent was evident from an early age, and he quickly stood out for his strength, technique, and natural goal-scoring ability. Balotelli began his football development at Lumezzane, where his performances attracted the attention of Inter Milan. He joined Inter's youth system in 2006 and made his first team debut at just 17 years old under Roberto Mancini. At Inter, Balotelli was seen as one of the most exciting young talents in Europe. He won 3 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, and the UEFA Champions League in 2010 as part of Jose Mourinho's historic treble-winning team. However, his time at Inter was marked by frequent disciplinary issues, clashes with teammates and coaches, and off-field incidents. Despite his undeniable talent, his relationship with Mourinho eventually deteriorated. In 2010, Balotelli transferred to Manchester City, becoming one of the Premier League's most talked-about players. Under Roberto Mancini, he showed flashes of brilliance, scoring crucial goals and helping City win the FA Cup in 2011 and the Premier League title in 2011-12. One of the most iconic moments of his career came in the final match of the 2011-12 season when he assisted Sergio Aguero's legendary last-minute goal against QPR, securing Manchester City's first league title in 44 years. Despite this, his time in England was also filled with controversies, including training ground fights, reckless behavior, and headlines that often overshadowed his performances. In 2013, Balotelli returned to Italy to join AC Milan. He made an immediate impact, scoring regularly and becoming the team's focal point. His performances earned him a place in Italy's squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. However, inconsistency, pressure, and criticism affected his form, and Milan struggled as a team. In 2014, he moved to Liverpool, where expectations were high but results were disappointing. Injuries, tactical mismatches, and confidence issues limited his success in the Premier League, and he scored only a handful of goals. Balotelli returned to AC Milan on loan, but his career began to decline as top clubs lost patience. He moved to Nice in France in 2016, where he experienced a revival. At Nice, he rediscovered his joy for football, scoring consistently and becoming one of League One's top scorers. His performances earned him a recall to the Italian national team, reigniting hope that he could fulfill his enormous potential. However, inconsistency returned and further moves followed. Over the next years, Balotelli played for several clubs, including Marseille, Brescia, Monza, Adana Demirspor in Turkey, and FC Sion in Switzerland. His spell in Turkey was particularly productive, as he scored many goals and showed improved maturity on the pitch. Nevertheless, his career remained marked by frequent transfers, disputes, and unfulfilled expectations. Internationally, Mario Balotelli represented Italy at youth and senior levels. His greatest international moment came at UEFA Euro 2012, where he scored 2 goals against Germany in the semifinals, including the iconic celebration where he flexed his muscles shirtless. Italy reached the final, losing to Spain, but Balotelli emerged as one of the tournament's stars. Despite his talent, his international career was inconsistent, and he struggled to maintain a long-term role in the national team. Balotelli's career has always been shaped by controversy as much as talent. He has faced racism in stadiums across Europe and has been outspoken about discrimination in football and society. Off the pitch, he became famous for unusual incidents, viral stories, and unpredictable behavior. Yet those close to him often describe him as sensitive, generous, and misunderstood. His emotional nature made him both brilliant and fragile. Technically, Balotelli possessed extraordinary attributes. He had immense physical strength, powerful shooting, excellent technique, and composure in front of goal. At his best, he was one of the most naturally gifted strikers of his generation. Many football legends have said that his talent rivaled the very best, but consistency and mentality prevented him from reaching his full potential. As of the mid-2020s, Mario Balotelli remains one of football's greatest what-if stories. His career is a mixture of incredible highs and frustrating lows. While he never achieved the sustained dominance expected of him, he left behind unforgettable moments, iconic goals, and a powerful cultural impact. He broke barriers, challenged stereotypes, and became a symbol of both brilliance and complexity in modern football. Mario Balotelli's story is not just about football success or failure. It is about identity, pressure, talent, and humanity. From a troubled childhood to global fame, from Champions League winner to football nomad, his journey reflects both the beauty and cruelty of professional sport. Whether remembered as a wasted talent or a misunderstood genius, Mario Balotelli's name will forever remain etched in football history. Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli share several important similarities that go beyond just being footballers. Both were born to immigrant families in Europe and grew up facing hardship, identity struggles, and social pressure. These experiences shaped their strong personalities, mental toughness, and self-belief. Neither followed a smooth or traditional path to success, and both developed a rebellious, outspoken character that often put them in conflict with authority, but also fueled their confidence on the pitch. In terms of playing style, both Zlatan and Balotelli are physically dominant strikers with exceptional technical ability. They combine strength, skill, and creativity in a way that allows them to score spectacular goals. Both are known for acrobatic finishes, powerful shots, long-range goals, and confidence in one-on-one situations. They are not typical tap-in strikers. Instead, they often create goals out of nothing and attempt difficult, high-risk plays that excite fans and intimidate defenders for their teams. Both players brought leadership, presence, and psychological impact. Zlatan often acted as the main leader and reference point in attack, raising standards through his mentality, professionalism, and demand for excellence. He pushed teammates to be better and often carried teams during difficult moments. Balotelli, while less consistent as a leader, brought unpredictability and match-winning ability. His presence alone forced defenses to adjust, and when motivated, he could completely change the course of a game with a single action. Both players played key roles at AC Milan and shared time in Serie A, where they were among the most feared attackers in the league. They contributed goals, assists, and moments of inspiration that lifted their teams. Zlatan helped Milan win Serie A titles across two different eras, while Balotelli helped Milan during a transitional period by scoring important goals and becoming the focal point of attack when the team lacked stars. In terms of achievements, both have won major domestic trophies and left their mark at top clubs. Zlatan won league titles in the Netherlands, Italy, Spain, France, and England, making him one of the most decorated players in football history. Balotelli won the UEFA Champions League with Inter Milan, multiple Serie A titles, the Premier League with Manchester City, and domestic cups in Italy and England. Both scored iconic goals that are still remembered and replayed worldwide. Internationally, both represented their national teams with pride and became symbols of their countries. Zlatan is Sweden's all-time leading scorer and the face of Swedish football for nearly 2 decades. Balotelli was a key figure for Italy, especially during Euro 2012, where he helped lead the team to the final. While neither won a major international trophy, both delivered unforgettable performances and moments on the biggest stages. Another major similarity is their strong personalities and media presence. Both are known for confidence, controversial statements, and refusing to conform to expectations. This often brought criticism, but also made them global icons. They attracted attention beyond football and became cultural figures, influencing fashion, attitude, and how modern footballers express individuality. Ultimately, what Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli have in common is that they are unique, fearless, and unforgettable. They are players who played football on their own terms, brought passion and intensity to their teams, and left behind moments that define eras. While their careers took different paths, both changed games, challenged norms, and proved that personality and talent together can make a footballer legendary. As the final whistle echoes on their journeys, the stories of Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli remain etched into football history, not as perfect fairy tales, but as powerful human narratives. They remind us that greatness does not always come in neat, polished polished forms. Sometimes it arrives loud, controversial, emotional, and unapologetically real. Their careers were filled with triumphs and turbulence, glory and frustration, discipline and defiance, and that balance is what made them compelling. Zlatan leaves behind a legacy of dominance, leadership, and relentless belief. He proved that age, doubt, and criticism are meaningless to those who refuse to accept limits. His career stands as a testament to consistency at the highest level and to the power of mentality in shaping success. Balotelli leaves behind moments of magic, moments of emotion, moments that showed what football looks like when pure talent meets raw humanity. His story serves as a reminder that brilliance alone is never enough, but when it shines, it can light up the entire world. Together, they represent two sides of football's soul. One built on control, longevity, and command. The other built on passion, unpredictability, and expression. Their impact goes far beyond the pitch, influencing culture, conversation, and the way we view individuality in sport. They challenged norms, broke barriers, and showed that there is no single path to greatness. In the end, football is remembered not just through trophies, but through feelings, the roar of the crowd, the disbelief after an impossible goal, the emotion behind a celebration. Zlatan Ibrahimović and Mario Balotelli gave the game those moments. And long after the goals fade from the highlight reels, their stories will continue to inspire debate, admiration, and memory. Because legends are not defined by perfection, they are defined by impact.